Hey guys, I'm Tiffany and we're doing Free Tarot Friday again. I'm using the Golden Tarot deck as well as the Mystic Art Medicine deck today. So I thought we could do just something fun with an extra deck. Usually we are using the animal cards as our extra, but today we're going to use this one. So before we get going, I wanted to tell y'all that I went to a really cool workshop with our friend Allison, and she wrote this book, The Magic of Malas, and she just released it I don't know, a couple weeks ago, but we had the party earlier this week, and I got to make my very first mala by taking her workshop. So I just wanted to recommend the book, and you can get it at wiseskiesadvice.com along with the forecast. And while we're just kind of getting warmed up with the cards here, today Venus moved into Aries. And so there's a shift in the energy, right? There's a changing of the guards. Venus doesn't necessarily love being in Aries, but you can always find a high vibe of the planets and the zodiac signs. So Aries, if you're feeling the love, or if you personally are feeling a little bit more independent, or maybe you're jumping into relationships impulsively, but then finding you need a sense of freedom, like you've got to kind of be on your own. That's all normal Venus and Aries stuff. You might be inspired to get back into an old relationship or reignite something. That's also Venus and Aries stuff. In the background, we've got Mercury and Pisces in shadow going into retrograde. So just a little bit more dreamy, a little bit more downtime than usual, and time to escape more than to be super box checky these days. So this month. So let's go ahead and do Aries. Clear the deck for Aries. If you see some smoke, my house isn't on fire. I just have a little incense going over here. Let's see. Clear the deck for Aries. And what practical advice can we give our Aries friends? Okay. So Aries, it looks like maybe some financial worries is what's going on. You've got a Nine of Swords here. This is a card that usually indicates some anxiety at night, something that's keeping you up. The swords are the mental realm, our thoughts. And when you have that many of them stacked up and you see that she's just kind of in bed and worried, and even the dog's a little bit concerned. So this indicates that you might have some worries going on. I'm going to say about money because the next cards I pulled were all about money. So the Queen of Coins, am I ever going to be in the place that I want to be with financial stability? Having this concern about kind of having to do more mundane stuff and things just being expensive right now. So what's the advice for you, Aries, if that's what you guys are worried about? Maybe you need to get out of your head a little bit. Three of Wands is what I cut, and this is about kind of taking an adventure, looking at the long term. Stay steady with what you're doing. Just lose the fear and focus on the high vibe. So let's pull one card for our Aries from the Mystic Art Medicine deck. This deck is from Sedona, and it was a birthday gift from my business partner, Amanda, and I really like it. Let's see for Aries. Nurture. Yeah, so just another symbol to take care of yourself, Aries, to nurture yourself this weekend. All right, let's look at Taurus. Let's go into Taurus. See what's up for Taurus this weekend. Any practical advice we can offer for them, for our Taurus friends. Just getting the deck warmed up still. Clear for Taurus. And if you guys have any personal questions or questions along the way, feel free to drop them. I can see the comments now. Clear for Taurus. All right. Well, I really like getting this card. It's the Nine of Cups. How Deborah teaches it is you get your wish, So what I add on to that is be careful what you wish for because you might actually get it. And then sometimes you don't know what to do with it. It's like you always wanted this thing and you finally got it, and now what? So enjoy the journey. Be mindful of your thoughts because you are in a manifestation time, Taurus. You've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Coins, which to me, it means like you're kind of starting out. I hate to use the word immature, right? But you're not quite at the top yet. So you're just starting out on a journey. So you might have some reactions or responses that are less professional or less thought out. So just being mindful that you're getting what you want and you're just starting out on this endeavor. So go slow, take it easy, listen to your elders, listen to the wisdom of people that have gone on the path before you. Realize that you're not the first person to come up with this idea or project or whatever, and just really sink in and listen to the advice of the people that have gone before you. That's what I would say with those cards for Taurus. And then what about the other deck? Okay, what? Goddess of Water. So there's some really lengthy descriptions about these cards in her book. I'm not going to go into them in this reading, but Taurus, maybe you need to be around a body of water. Maybe you need to drink more water. Maybe you need to take a long bath. Maybe you need to get some steam going in the sauna. That card is for Taurus. So let's do Gemini real quick. Thank you, Sarah, for letting me know that resonated. It always makes me feel like this is worthwhile. Shuffling cards, right? All right, let's check out Gemini. What is the forecast for Gemini for the weekend? Let's see what advice we can offer our Gemini friends. All right, well, the Seven of Swords is what fell out first. So this card is a card of thieves, okay? So this is a card of protection. When this card comes out, I usually tell people, go ahead, change your passwords, make sure that your credit card statements look accurate. If you've got any footage that you want to review on your privacy cameras, stuff like that is kind of what I like to tell people when this card comes up. It's really not my favorite card, so we'll see what else Gemini has going on. And, this is a pretty good combo. So we've got the Eight of Swords and the World card. And the Eight of Swords is when you're kind of becoming a prisoner of your own making. I still don't know where the camera is. But this is when, if life seems tough, or if things seems hard, or things are piling up, it's really just all kind of in your head. Okay, so this is a card where you can free yourself. So go ahead and do the activities, like the mundane activities of protecting yourself. But also know that you can kind of be your own worst enemy sometimes. The World card is right there. Everything's coming full circle. You're at an end of a cycle, Gemini, and you're starting something new. So it does feel kind of heavy and intense, and like you were ready to get the show on the road, and you're ready to kind of open and blossom and show everybody this new project or this new chapter or this thing you've been working on so hard, right? So the World card is there for you. It's coming, So what are we going to do for our Geminis this weekend? Let's see. Strength. So just this kind of quiet surrender that you're strong, you're doing all of the right actions, you're doing all the right things, just stay with it, and what do you need to keep yourself strong? So what is in your spiritual toolkit? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting outside to get some nature? Are you, whatever it is that refreshes and replenishes your inner strength, then that's what we need to do this weekend for our Geminis. Okay, and then let's see, who's next? Gemini. Y'all, it's kind of intense, all the cards that are falling out. So we had the Seven of Swords for Gemini. Now the Devil fell out for Cancer. The Devil is usually what card I get when people are having really obsessive thinking that's kind of driving them nuts, and so much thinking that it takes them off their path. So much obsessive thinking that it takes them out of their ability to focus every day. And so, Cancer, if you've got something that's really tying you up mentally, then, we want to consider, what do we need to do to let it go? Do we need to do the next right thing? Do we need to make a checklist? Do we need to, a lot of times Cancer will take on too much. So is there something that we can delegate and kind of help get off of the Cancer plate? All right, one more for Cancer. Yeah, so Cancer also got the World card, which is also feeling like you're coming to completion with one chapter of life, stepping into your power as a new business person, as a new, it's like kind of like a 2.0 version of yourself that's emerging. So it is a little bit uncomfortable right before, it's kind of like if you think about a chicken and an egg, when the egg cracks, the little hen has to get out, right? And it's painful and it's struggling and you want to help it so bad. But if you do, it's not going to form its own muscles, and you're actually going to slow the process down. So it's like if you've been going through a hard time, know that you're just building muscles and you're all about to just completely blossom. You're also I see you stepping into your power with this Queen of Wands card, like you're doing something new and you're ready to show the world. So these are all really powerful. I like the weekend to be like breezy and light and fun, and these are all kind of deeper cards going on. So yeah, Cancer, we got the card of awakening for you. So this is no small task. This is no small weekend. You know, if there's tears, or if you're kind of having a dark night of the ego, you know, if something's breaking down in order to break through, just go with it, you know, like get it over with. All right, let's clear Cancer and move into Leo. Let's clear the deck for Leo. Clear for Leo. For our Leos out there, what do they need to know? Some practical advice or guidance. Okay, so similar, Leo, you've got, here's what came out first is the Five of Swords. So this is a fight not worth having because nobody wins. So let's say that something gets delayed, or somebody didn't show up when they said they would, or you didn't receive the communications properly. Like, this is just kind of let it go, you know, like don't worry about it right now. Take a new perspective, Ace of Swords. This is going to serve you much better than picking a fight. However, keep your guard up because you too got the Seven of Swords. So changing the locks, blocking some people on your social media that are troublesome or problematic, declining, I don't know, toxic groups and stuff like that. Those are kind of other things that you could keep in mind with that card. So for Leo, rebirth. So it looks like you're just about to blossom too. It looks like there's a lot of that going on. Rebirth, becoming a new version of yourself, reigniting something, you know, tapping into that Mercury retrograde energy we're going to have this month. Yay. All right, so after Leo comes Virgo. Let's clear the deck for Virgos. And what do our Virgos need to hear? That was a good shuffle. All right. Clear for Virgo. Okay, looks like the Virgos are needing to make a decision about something. So the Two of Swords, anytime we get twos, I know that we're weighing our options. We've got a decision to make. And sometimes this is a decision that comes at a cost, or it's like nobody can win. You know, it's like, what's the worst or what's the best of two evils is sometimes how this can feel. It's like you don't really want any of it. It's a decision that is you've been chewing on, that's difficult to make. It's probably financially related. We've got the Page of Coins there. And then we've also got the Ten of Swords. So to me, it means the worst is over. So all the information is out, and this decision that you're having to make, it's really one that you've earned. Like, it's a hard-earned lesson in money, and now you're wiser for it. So it's like the path is clear for you to go ahead and make this financial decision. And what should you do? Walk away and don't look back. You know, say no, retreat, pull out of the deal, you know, pay something off, right? Like whatever it is, it's leave that alone in the past. Hopefully that's useful to some Virgos because that's kind of specific. But let's look at this deck for a more broad energy vibe. Also got the Nurture card. So Virgos, nurture, nature, take care of yourselves, what fills your cup up this weekend. You know, that's a really pretty card. It looks like maybe getting some sunlight would be great for you guys. After Virgo, let's see, let's do Libra. Clear for Libra. Clear for Libra. All right. Okay. What do our Libras need to know and hear for the weekend? Okay, so overall, it seems like we're just kind of all getting in our own way in some form or another. So this card came up again. It was with Gemini, but we're here for Libra too. So our air signs, it's like you've been a prisoner of your own making. You have, maybe you've made something a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. Maybe you've taken longer than you should have, you know, quote unquote. Maybe you've just kind of made it a little more confusing than necessary. You know, this is a fight that's not worth having because nobody wins. You've got some big, like maybe you're talking with some CEOs, or maybe you're talking with some leadership in your company, or maybe you're talking with the head of the household, or maybe you're becoming the head of the household. But honestly, it's like you've just been in your own way. So how can you get out of your own way? And it looks like you too. So the Hermit is the solution here. And the Hermit is when we just need a little bit of alone time. So Libra, making sure that you have some time just to yourself this weekend. And some extra broad advice. Innocence. That's a sweet card. So just maybe that like childlike wonder that's still inside of you, that part that's innocent, that before all of life happened, before you grew up, you know, what did you do to play? You know, what was your form of play? And I would take that into the weekend and just spend a little alone time. I used to play with the Breyer horses when I was by myself, or read, or go to the barn, or go swimming, or stuff like that. All right, let's clear the deck for Scorpio. Scorpio energy. I see some of you Scorpios out there. Clear for Scorpio. All right, for Scorpio, let's see what we got. Some practical advice for our Scorpio friends. Great. The instructions. So some of you need to read the instruction manual, literally. Here's the card of Justice, the Seven of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Scorpio reading, it looks like taking a risk, taking a leap of faith, spinning the wheel of fate. Just kind of stop listening to all of the great ideas that your friends are giving you. It's almost like information overload. You've got too many options. You're not really sure who to listen to. And it's like sometimes you just got to say fuck it and roll the dice and live your own life the way that you want to. The Justice card means that you're really kind of weighing the pros and cons. And sometimes this card happens when you're enabling or getting into somebody else's business to try to help. There's an Anne Lamott quote that says, help is the sunny side of control. And I really like that for this card too. It's like, just stay out of everybody's business, stay in your own hula hoop, stay in your own mat. Stop taking everybody's great advice, stop giving everybody great advice, and just kind of roll the dice of your own life and take a chance. This is the life that you have. So if there's something that you wanted to do that you haven't done yet, it's time. And one of these to overlight Scorpio. Let's see what would be great for Scorps. New growth. So where do you want to grow? Is it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? I'm reading a lot right now, and I do publish books, right? So that's normal for me, but I'm really enjoying what I'm reading right now. So for me, that's where the new growth is happening the most. All right, let's clear the deck for Sag. Let's do Sagittarius next. Clear for Sag. All right, so Sag, some of you might be dealing with a broken heart. So here's the broken heart card. It feels really painful. It feels really heavy. It feels like, you know, love lost. It feels like you're willing to do the hard work and work on things and really kind of make this a magnificent masterpiece, but you're just kind of concerned that it's too late in some ways. Like that's what that money going out the window card would be. Sorry, backwards on this. There's a Page of Cups though, so that is a message of love. So I would say focus on love, you know, focus on what is working, focus on what is growing your heart instead of what's not working or causing you pain. Like where's the solution? You know, that's what I would focus on. And for Sag, I got the goddess of air. You know, Sag is a fire sign, so having air around, you know, new perspectives, new ideas, you know, new ways of thinking. Just let your Sagittarius talk and explore and play with new ideas, and that's going to be good healing medicine for them this weekend. All right, after Sag, we've got Capricorn. Let's do Capricorn next. Clear the deck for Caps. Okay. For our Capricorns, let's see what we've got. Great. This is a really nice setup. I like when the cards are so easy. So the Death card came first. So this for Capricorns, this is an ending and a new beginning. It's really clear. It's just a bookend situation. You know, the Death card, it's like, for me, I'm like, oh, you got to stop something before you start something else. And it feels so easy, like it's kind of no duh advice. It's not like super hard, but the Death card sometimes, you know, it's not always fun when things are coming to an end. It can be fun if you're looking forward to the next thing, but if you don't know what the next thing is, an ending can feel like you're jumping off the cosmic diving board and you don't know what's next, you know. So this is kind of a reminder to keep your faith. The Queen of Coins came out in the middle, so Capricorns building their futures, building something that's stable and steady. That's going to be what grounds you in this change that you're going through. So finding a way to keep your rhythm with some financial stability is really going to help this ending and beginning flow. And then let's pick one of these cards for our Capricorn friends. All right. Soul purpose. So you guys are on a journey. I know one of my sweet Capricorn friends just got back from India. I know that she's been thinking about her soul purpose, and I know that this would speak to her if she's watching. But I just love this old yogi and his wise stick over here. He's got a snake, so this is the shedding of his skin. You know, there's lots of symbolism going on with your soul purpose, Capricorn, this weekend. So pay attention to the cosmic signposts. You know, what are the symbols that are coming to you? Look up, you know, if you've got a dream about a cardinal, look it up. What does cardinal mean? If you've got, if you see 5 rocks that look like they're heart shapes, you know, pay attention. What direction are they pointing? All right, let's see. After Capricorn, we've got Aquarius. So let's do Aquarius. Clear for Aquarius. So we've got Aquarius and then Pisces, and then I'll look at your individual questions. It looks like there's a bunch in there. And thank you, Melissa. I really appreciate that. All right. Where was I? Aquarius. Okay, good. Clear for Aquarius. Okay, almost the same message as Scorpio here. It's like you might have asked, maybe you called your therapist and you talked to your chiropractor and you called your best friend and you called your mom and you called your sister and you called, you know, you talked to too many people. So you've got overwhelmed with advice and guidance and you're not really sure where your path is. So this is kind of indicative of looking outside for solutions instead of inside. So really taking some time this weekend, Aquarius, to sit with yourself and be quiet and not be pulled in so many directions, but just be quiet so that you can find that inner voice instead of listening to what everybody else has to say. It could be opposite. It could be that you're giving a whole lot of advice and not feeling heard. So consider that too. Either way, the medicine is just alone time to regroup, to get clear on what your inner voice is already telling you, that you're just looking for validation from other people, you know. All right, and so Aquarius, let's look at the Mystic Art Medicine deck from Sedona. Self-mastery. This goes really great with the 2020 horoscopes, both the astrology and numerology for Aquarius. The self-mastery that you're doing, I really encourage everybody to go check out our article on the 2020 horoscopes, but Aquarius, you in particular, are going to need more alone time with spirit than the rest of us because you're working on your self-mastery. So I think this is an awesome fit for you. I hope it speaks to some Aquarius that might watch this. And then let's do Pisces. The Pisces that have waited so long, thank you for your patience. With your sweet Piscean energy, let's see what kind of practical advice we can offer for our Pisces. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, so Pisces, I feel like you've had a lot of fits and starts and stops and goes. And so the sun is shining and your project's going well and your family life's going well and you're shining and you're like on path and you're on mission and life's feeling good. You're kind of coming into Pisces season, so the sun is going to be coming into your sign, you know, or is it, what day are we on? And so this next card, the idea of the Hanged Man and doing nothing, and also being the Queen of Wands and being in action is very confusing, right? So it's like in some area you need to hit the pause button. In some area you need to be the woman in charge. And maybe that voice of leadership is saying, slow down. You know, maybe that is your position of power in your project, in your family, in your home life, is for you to lead by being a cool, confident leader that says, slow down. We're not ready to move forward yet. We're so close. You know, we want to take the pause button. This card very clearly to me means to do nothing. So I like when I get it. This is not a weekend to go and do and promote and be, and you know, this is a different kind of energy. So you're leading in a new way, Pisces. You're leading with some different kind of energy. Leadership often looks like change and activism and encouragement, but leadership can also be knowing when to kind of change the tone and slow things down a little bit. So what's overlighting our Pisces friends? What do they need to hear? One last little bit of wisdom from this beautiful deck my friend Amanda gave me. They get sacred union. So maybe you're working on a karmic relationship, Pisces, and maybe that just, you know, time takes time. So check in with your sacred union. You know, who are you working with karmically? What is your contribution? How can you take responsibility for whatever's going on between the two of you and what you're creating? Okay, so let's be done with the zodiac reading. So if that's what you came for, thanks so much for watching. The forecast and podcast is at wiseskiesadvice.com. And if you came for some personal readings, we're going to stop and go into that now. So I'm going to scroll back up. So Miss Holloway wants to know what to come in her relationship with her husband this year. So she's looking for a little relationship advice. Let's see if you're still here, what we can throw for you. Okay, Six of Wands. Okay, so the Six of Wands, this is about momentum, things going forward. The Six of Wands, this is a victory card. This is a yes. So I would say that you have an adventure to look forward to. Maybe you want to take a trip together. It looks like maybe you're more focused on stability and he's more focused on playing and being in action. So just knowing that there's some different energy going into the relationship this year and having fun with it. You know, how can you make it play instead of work is what I would say for that. All right, so let's see. Pisces. Okay, so Krista wants some special mojo for, she's been more aware of angels visiting her, and she says, as a Pisces, do you have any insights for me? So Krista, what kind of special, you might really like to do a private session with me, Krista. I would do that more as a session than maybe a card reading, but let's see what happens. You never know. Okay. All right, so Krista, when I get the card of Temperance, this usually means there's some overindulgence in something. So I would say to hit the pause button if you're overeating, over drinking, overthinking, working out too much, whatever it is that you're overdoing, it's time to kind of pause and become more reflective and intuitive and receptive. And so maybe that goes in alignment with what you're feeling is more angelic visitations. Maybe it's time to just kind of pause and go inward. I would encourage you to journal all of your experiences and see if you can find some patterns. Okay, and then Danielle is asking about finances. She's got a plan in mind. She wants to know if it's the right way to go. So if Danielle moves forward with her current plan, what is the outcome? Let's see. If Danielle moves forward with her current plan, what is the outcome? The Hermit and boredom. So that's not a lot of positive energy. I don't want to tell you to not do something, but let's see. What if she moves forward with this, but it's just not the right time? Is that more of the case? The Hermit and the Five of Cups. I literally just drew the same cards twice. So I would say it's not the right time to move forward because you'll quickly get bored of it. So just go slow, you know, lay the foundation all year long. You don't even have to launch it this year. Lay the foundation all year long, okay? So Marilyn wants some ideas on work and career. So Marilyn, if you're still here, I'll take a quick peek for you on your work, like any advice we can offer her. These two fell out. It looks like you're going to have a decision to make pretty quickly here. So in some ways, you've got the world in your hands, and still you yearn, and still you're looking for something different. You know, I would say it's like both of these, this is about a decision and something that needs to happen quickly. So I don't know if you want to get me some more specific advice, or if you want to do a private reading. The February special is only $25, and we could really dive a little deeper there. Kim is saying that she's turning 50 on Friday. Happy birthday, Kim. And she's thinking of starting her own business with her own intuitive energy work, massage, and she would like a card for validation. How fun. Happy birthday. So Kim, the stuff she's doing in her life. Let's see what kind of validating card we could get for you. Okay. I don't like those. The cards are kind of, the deck was kind of dark today. Let's do these for Kim for her birthday. Soul purpose. Okay, so there's your validation card. That's the card you were wanting to hear, right? So this is like, yes, you're on your soul mission, but also let's consider, you know, this idea of getting bored, this idea of security, needing to kind of make sure that all your ducks are in the row. So do it correctly, like form the LLC correctly, get the bank account set up properly, maybe wait until after the Mercury retrograde season. And then this idea of judgment too, where it's like a new birth situation where Jesus died and then rose again. That's what this card depicts, and it's the same thing. It's like you stop one way and go in a new direction, and this is your soul purpose. I would say that that was a pretty good validation, but you just have to get your ducks in a row a little bit, and it sounds like you're on point with that. Deanna would like a card too. Okay, Deanna Jones DeWeese. Let's pick one for her for funsies. What does she need to hear? Same thing. So the Judgment card came out, also the Six of Coins. So Deanna, maybe there's a way for you to be generous with your time or your heart or your money, where you might prefer to kind of judge the situation or try to handle it or manage it, or maybe there's some money tied to love, or there's something in there where you're trying to think about something in a way that like instead of controlling it or judging it or having an idea about it, just how can you just be generous? You know, how can you let somebody off the hook? And is it yourself? You know? Okay, guys, so I think that's it for all the questions we got today. And thank you for watching. I hope you pay it forward to somebody in your life. These are free readings that we do for fun for you. You probably saw the post earlier that we've got a $25 special going on for February, and there's still several spots left, so you have plenty of time if you want a personalized reading at the best rate that I personally offer. And happy Venus in Aries, and we'll see you next time.